In an ancient time, when a terrible evil threatens the land, only one man can save the world.
Say what? Get out of here.
What? What's the meaning of this?
Oh, let's take off that broken record.
I say.
Here, hold my earrings while I take this monster down. I've got your back, darling. We just might burn down this town. Oh no, oh yeah. When you're up against a challenge and you need a helping hand, we've got an arsenal of fireballs, steel stilettos, and a cat. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hi, and welcome to Here Hold My Earrings. My name is Al, and I'm your DM today. With me, I have Yvonne, Laura, Susan, and Daria. Yvonne?
I'm Yvonne from Canada, and I play Cracker, a half-orc barbarian.
Laura?
Hi, I'm Laura from Germany, and I'm playing Byleth, a dragonborn wizard.
Susan?
Hi, I'm Susan. I'm from America, and I play a half-elf bard named Moxie. Couldn't remember that for a second.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. And Daria?
Hi, I'm Daria. I'm from Poland, and I'm a tiefling sorcerer named Zenith.
Excellent. All right. Right, and Yvonne has offered to give us a bit of a recap.
Okay. So we saved the 3 soy cows. I think that's where we left off. And Dylan sings her cow song, and they all heard it over. And everything was fine there, which was great. And Byleth picks up a light mushroom while we rest. And we see something moving behind the mushroom stalks in the healthy forest where we're resting. And one of the mushrooms has a big eye, and Ivy watches it. And it shudders and it scoots into the forest and vanishes, but there's more of them. And Moxie runs after them, and Cracker, of course, runs after them, after her to bring her back because she keeps taking off. And Moxie kneels down and says, "Hey, who are you?" And one blue mushroom puffs blue spores, and we hear voices and whispers. And then it commits suicide against another mushroom stalk and dies. Moxie's reminded of those moments where everything's out of place and no real organization and super chaotic. And Cracker doesn't have the same severe reaction. I don't know if that's just like, I have a calmer mind or what. So I guide her back to the group, and Dylan investigates the shield we came across, and it looks like a dented sort of shield, too big for us to lift. It looks old, not ancient, but older, and it's been there a long time. Of course, Cracker tries to, pick it up because she wants to keep it. That doesn't work. We come to a narrow opening, more of a general forest pathway, a cavern. Each one is separated from the other, and this section's more humid and colder and kind of underlying discomforting feel. As we walk through the area, we get blasted by spores left and right, and we hear those crazy, creepy sounds. It's in the background. And then we come across these butt shrooms. They look like butts, and they blast Byleth, Moxie, Dylan, and there's some consequences to that. And they don't feel so good. And she asks them, "What did you do to the butt mushroom?" And the rest of the cavern is the same once we get through. The focus is on Igmorgus. I'm not going to say it. I want us to interrupt the process. This is what the little blue mushroom's telling us that it could see through communication with another blue mushroom, which apparently I think is in the cavern. And the spore servants aren't being controlled anymore. Now, I'm pretty sure the spore servants were creatures that they had captured, like on the reg. And these are not like Zuckmoy servants, but they're just the regular servants of the mushroom people. But he believes that that Zuckmoy has probably taken them over as well. And he tells us that Cud has gone in there. And Moxie takes a little bit and eats it, just like that. Dylan's taking some and smearing it on her face. Nosy Posy's now on the end of Dylan's nose. We all imbibe of the blue stuff, and some people rub it on their faces, some on their hands. We weren't specific. And the blue guy loves it. And we put him in our bag, and we're going to go deal with this. So we bring him with us. Dylan tells us more about Zuckmoy and what it was to meet her, that she's really powerful. Then she says it might be her fault. She sees us as little ants to be stepped on. And we come across, as we burn our way through this brown grossness, these two drow that are trapped half in the ground. And Delin's mold earth gets one of them almost out, and we discover that or all the way out, and we discover her lower body and left arm are already decomposing. And the guy just wants to be killed. All that's out of the ground is his head. And the girl's badly injured, and Delin heals her a little bit. And the zombie drow rise from the ground, and we all battle it out. Which is quite fun, actually. Knocking heads off. It was good stuff. And Delin tries to dig out the drow that was taken down, and everyone who is missing seems to be in this place. And the parasol mushroom in her misadventures glows brighter, and much of the cavern that was there is revealed to us. So there's large piles of semi-solid liquid material, really thick blue spread creatures, like mold men as guards of some kind, and they're super creepy. They're really creepy. And we see this tall female form with weird fungi growing off it. And that's Zuckmoy reclining on a bed of large toadstools attended by blue creatures, and they shamble about, tethering lines from her to the large shroom. The fly agaric mushroom is Iggy. And pulsing lines sucked into the female form. We see this, and this is where we pick it up.
Awesome.
The end.
That was amazing. If you ever decide to go into the audiobooks business, or if you haven't already, I would be very happy to listen to you tell a story. That was great.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to add anything?
No.
Okay. So, yes. So where we left off is, and this is going to be loud because I didn't have a chance to set this up, but we were listening to this beautiful, awful, creepy, majestic, and terrifying creature, being, entity. You sense that this is an incredibly powerful being without even knowing for sure exactly what's going on. It's clear that this is a supernatural, super powerful person. And you are already terrified. You may not be actually terrified, but you feel like this is something that you are not even meant to witness. And she's just happily going on about her day. These tendrils are being sent out by...
Living people eat dead mushrooms. Living mushrooms eat dead people. Dead people, mushrooms eat dead people.
And she is just standing there listening to music that you can all hear, but you don't know where it's coming from. Whereas these blue figures shuffle along, their bodies constantly metamorphosing in shape. They maintain a somewhat bipedal nature as they move, but they ripple so much that you know that there's almost nothing underneath it. And they just seem to be attaching these tendrils from this large creature to Igmorgus. And each one, once it's attached, starts pulsing. And you see these very large bubbles, cysts almost, sort of forming at Igmorgus and then traveling the length of these tendrils like a snake devouring a large meal. And as it does so, each of the attachment points for the tendrils starts to turn black, and Igmorgus shrinks just a tiny little bit. As you are standing there, Cracker, you feel something grab your right ankle. And as you look down, you see one of these corrupted drow that you had thought you'd finished off. But somehow it's still, I wouldn't want to call it alive, but it's certainly not completely inanimate. And it stares into your eyes with this dead hatred and fear at the same time. And it says one word in Elvish that you don't understand, but some of the rest of you do. Ganador. Stop it. And with that, you are all hit with a large puff of spores. These are not the black mold spores that you've seen before in action. These are white and purple. They remind you of some combination of both Fairsrest powder from Blingdenstone, as well as the various colors that you've seen on the number of drow bodies you've encountered, whether it's Maliborn or some of these other drow, or the ones you even saw traveling through the tunnels of the Underdark. As you all stand there coughing and retching, each of you suffers delusions and your heads start to spin. You feel dizzy. As you are standing there, you now realize that you are all falling. And you stand and look around, and each of you is looking at a party of drow. And as you look down at your own hands, you realize you are the drow. Every one of you. Can you all see that?
Mm-hmm.
This one, a rather imperious looking one, shouts mentally at each of you without saying a word. What are you standing there doing? We must move forward. If we're going to stop her now and put an end to Ganador's attempts to overthrow Lolth, we've got to stop her from giving birth to this unholy creation. Stop Ganador, stop the infestation, and terminate this pregnancy now, or I shall see to it that you are all turned into Driders of Loath. Move forward. Once you're in position, send me the signal and I shall start the attack. And she moves back. Of course, you don't actually see Zuckmoy or anybody named Ganadar, whoever that might be. You just see Morgus. But you can sense that there is a darkness surrounding the majority of the cavern. You also notice that you can all see incredibly far in the darkness. What do you guys want to do? And for those of you who aren't sure, you should be able to see the character sheets individually in the character section. You should each be able to see 4 characters, only one of which should be open to each of you. But you can start by having a conversation or anything.
The hell is going on?
You took the
What
words right out of my
happened?
mouth.
Hell has nothing to do with it, as you know. Loath lives in the abyss. Hell is reserved for the devil kind. Have you all lost your minds? Do you not remember why we're here? Why House Milan has allowed you to live? We must stop them. We must protect Loth's shame and hide her secrets. You are guardians of her secret shame. And if you haven't lost your nerve, then I suggest you get forward to it. It isn't worth anyone's time to waste it here, and I'll remind you that your lives are worth absolutely less than nothing. Hello?
Oh, we're still here. Oh, I think we're all just
See,
thinking.
See, where's Byleth?
I'm here.
At least I know somebody down here.
You're Cracker.
Yeah, it's me,
Why-
Cracker. I don't have my axe, and I don't know what happened to my hair, but you know.
I don't know why we got transformed into different people, apparently.
That's
It's
what
weird.
it looks like.
That's a bit weird.
And apparently my spells have changed.
Bells.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Yes.
I'm confused.
Huh.
Look, they've arrived. And you see literally seeping out of the cavern ceiling this indescribable creature. The shape confounds all logic or sense of reality. It doesn't seem to follow the rules of physics. It's constantly changing. It's slimy. The sounds are just sucking and dripping and oozing, and the acrid smell of acid fills the air, even from this distance. But it is wrapping and cocooning this other creature, this beautiful, slender, terrifying, somewhat feminine form that has obvious fungi-related appendages. Well, I can see I need to remind you of your obligation to House Milan. If you cannot go forward and sacrifice yourselves in service of Lolth and defending her secret, then all of Toril shall be destroyed, including the Underdark. It's not just about vengeance or pride. We must stop them. Their union would bring together so many portfolios that they would surpass Loth, possibly even Corellin Laurenthion or Asmodeus. Find a way to get close enough so that I can drop this. And she reaches into a satchel along her hip and pulls out what appears to be a necklace. It looks like it's got glowing little attachments. It is a necklace of fireballs. It will allow me to destroy them. But you've got to get me close enough. Do you understand your mission? Do you have any questions? Now's the time to ask.
How close is close enough?
Well, I can only throw it about 60 feet.
All right. That's close.
So I guess we move out and blow her up.
What
Sure.
could go wrong?
I mean,
Pretty nice weapon. That's pretty good. I haven't used one of these before.
it's weird having spells that don't hurt other people. Single target focus spells. Sweet! I guess we should get moving.
What are you babbling about?
Nothing. I guess we should get
Are you
moving.
all right? Have you been affected by the black mold?
Yeah.
I'd hate to have to kill you all now. It'd be a shame and a waste of resources.
Much better as
Oh,
my
there-
original self. Okay, let's go.
Are
Yeah.
there any questions? Do you understand the nature of this mission? What's at stake here?
And who should we attack first?
Oh,
I don't know.
well, that's a question. I think Gunadar, also known by some as Dreeblex, since he is actually of our pantheon of the Seldarine, and a potential claimant to the throne of the queen or kingdom of all the Drow, he is the greater threat. But ultimately, Zuckmoy is the bearer of this unholy child, demon spawn, and must be dealt with. But since Ganadar is still weakened from having been imprisoned by Lolth, he may be the easier one to defeat at the moment until he regains his strength. I would suggest trying to distract one of them and then getting me in close to Ganadar. But be careful, as the demon lord of oozes, well, if you look up ahead, you'll see there are many cesspits in front of you. His minions could be anywhere, hiding just in the earth, attached to any of these drippy, slimy surfaces. Who knows? And she seems a bit distracted by this potential meal that she's excited about. I can sense her desire to consume even from here.
Okay. Well, let's rock this city.
Hmm.
Do you guys need to take a few minutes?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, let's start with Daria. You are playing Savalier, who is a ranger. Most of the things you can do as a ranger are fairly straightforward at this level.
Stab. Stab?
Stab? Is that what you said? Stabby stab?
Yeah.
Yeah. There are a couple of spells, obviously. Think about how you can use things like Hunter's Mark, because Hunter's Mark is one of those spells that if you cast it early on, you can, and because it's concentration and it continues to run until you lose concentration or the spell runs its course, you can get a little bit of a bonus every round from the damage that you do if you do actually hit somebody. Okay? One of the things to keep in mind is that you will be able to, if you are smart about it, keep people alive because you've already cast a Goodberry spell and you have 8 Goodberries in your inventory. As a reminder, a Goodberry heals 1 hit point. It has to be consumed and it takes 1 action to do so. Someone can consume a Goodberry with an action or administer 1 Goodberry with an action. So you could, for example, revive a fallen comrade by taking your action and basically sticking a Goodberry in their mouth and forcing them to chew and swallow it. Okay? The Goodberries can be broken up so you can share them out amongst the rest of the party if you choose. All right?
Okay.
Actually, you don't have Hunter's Mark. You have Speak with Animals, which may be useful for those of you looking to do some, reconnaissance beforehand. Keep in mind that several of you have some stealth proficiency. At least one of you is not very good at stealth. So you'll have to figure out how to balance all that. Okay? Does that make sense? Daria?
Yes.
Okay. None of you are particularly weak for your level, so I tried to make sure that you guys weren't like super fragile. Yvonne,
Yeah.
you're playing a paladin.
Yep.
The the paladin is, as we said before, mostly about the divine smite. You don't have to worry too much about it other than once you've hit somebody, you can choose to use your spell slots for divine smite. I'll let you choose to prepare different spells. I chose Thunderous Smite because it does allow you to attack multiple enemies because it's a concentration spell. So it's a bit like Hunter's Mark in that sense. Or Rage, for example. It just keeps going for a whole minute. And you also have Heroism, which will give the target temporary hit points. So if you want to use that, but if you wanted to, for example, swap those out for something else like Cure Wounds or something else, that's fine. Most of the time, people tend to just use their spell slots for Smite, which would do 2d8 extra damage. Okay, and if you want to do that, you just click the Divine Smite damage global damage modifier, which is on your character sheet underneath your weapons. If you see that. Otherwise, you can just roll 2d8.
Divine favor. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, you've got some pretty good hit points and armor class there. So, Laura.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well,
It always does. Anybody else always think Laura seems to know a secret that the rest of us aren't aware of?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So, as a cleric, you've got quite a lot of things to choose from. The Touch of Death Channel Divinity is useful, but I don't know if I would use it just for that. But, it's something you can do. And it is a channel divinity, so it's either that or undead. So it depends on whether or not you get undead. The thing that is interesting for you as a death domain cleric is that you've got this one cantrip that is part of your domain. So in this case, it's Toll the Dead. Instead of using it just one time, every time you cast that specific cantrip, you can actually essentially cast it twice in the same round on two different targets because of the death domain benefit. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Okay,
one.
so as a bonus action then.
No, it's not a bonus action. It is literally just part of your abilities. You
Oh,
don't even
okay.
need to use anything.
Mhm.
You also have quite a few interesting spells, such as False Life, which can give temporary hit points. I've also prepared Bane and Bless for you, Cure Wounds, and of course, Guiding Bolt. If you wanted to choose something else, you can, but it's really just, the basics. Bane and Bless are pretty useful. Bane obviously is the opposite of Bless in that it, instead of blessing your party members, you're casting Bane on the enemy. But essentially, it's kind of negative to them or positive to you, depending on which spell you use. Is that
All right.
okay?
Mhm.
Cool. Of course, all of you have Dancing Lights because you're all drow, which can be useful, but it's really more just sort of an illusion spell. Okay. And Susan, I don't think I need to tell you too much about this. You probably know how to use this character pretty well, I'm guessing.
It's fairly straightforward with the spells she has, so yeah.
Yeah. So the one thing is that you've got False Life as the invocation, right? And then of course you probably want to consider using Hex or Shield, depending on how you want to position yourself, or Arms of Hadar. Of course, you only have the 2 spell slots, so there's not that much you can do. So it depends on whether or not you feel it's better to defend yourself. But if you choose to use Shield and go that way, you can end up being quite a good melee fighter because you'll have Shield, you'll have a reasonably good armor class. You've got your False Life unlimited use, which will give you some extra hit points, so you can sort of come out on top as having the most hit points of anybody in the group. But if you want to stand back and do more AoE, that type of thing, then Arms of Hadar is a good way to use that spell slot. Okay. And of course, you've got some pretty good skills. Does anybody have any questions? I know it's a lot to throw at you, but I think it's a challenge you guys will be good at. You guys excited?
I am.
Something new?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, cool. Do you guys want a few more minutes to look it over, think about it yourselves, or whenever you guys are ready? It's okay to say you'd like a few more minutes.
I just need a couple more minutes.
Yeah, okay. Well, we could even just take our break now.
Yeah, we could.
Should we do that? Let's make it a longer break so everybody can take some time to
Yeah.
think it over, get some coffee, wake themselves up. Like, holy cow, I didn't expect I was gonna have to learn a whole new character.
Considering this lock is completely different than my other one, yeah.
I'm
I
an
didn't
evil
like,
paladin? Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, it's 5th edition. You can do anything, right?
Yeah,
It's not
pretty
like the old
much.
days. Not like a chaotic evil paladin, no less.
Yeah.
So you guys all think about it. The character sheets are about as complete as I think I could make them on one hand. So there's stuff in there that you may want to read that may be useful, aside from just tactics. If you have any questions before we start, feel free to write them down and then ask me when we reconvene at the beginning, and then we'll move forward with the rest of this.
Woohoo.
Okay.
Is anybody scared? Is anybody like stressed out?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just a little
Daria.
bit.
Yeah.
Hey, at least she's honest about it.
We're all
Do you
on the
have-
same boat.
Are you on painkillers? Do you need to take an oxycodone or something?
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, good. Look, I know it might be a lot to drop in people's laps, but I agonized over whether or not I should do this. Aside from the extra work that it took me to set up 4 character sheets from scratch, I thought you guys would really enjoy it, and I was confident that you guys could handle it. So I don't
Oh yeah.
think I've put something in front of you
Yeah.
that you guys cannot handle. Okay? And it'll be a lot of fun.
Will be
We're
fun.
just having fun. Okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Girls just
Okay.
wanna have fun.
Exactly. So we'll check back in, say 10 to 12 minutes. Give everybody some
Okay.
extra time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Bye.
Bye. We'll be back.
Bye.
Hi. We hope you're enjoying this episode, and if so, please like and subscribe. And remember, the next time your DM says, roll initiative, yell back,
Here.
hold my
earrings.
Here, hold my earrings.
This is good. I think we only need this take.
she surrounds each of you. So just to be clear, you're not blessing yourself, right?
No, I'm blessing these 3 back here. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you're blessing
Like,
her?
sorry, who's the cleric? Put your hand up.
I'm the cleric.
Okay, you're there? Yeah, I'm blessing the
It's
cleric.
just me.
Oh, you're there? Purple? Okay, so I'm blessing the cleric. And this one. Oh, that was the other drow. Okay, and this one. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I was zoomed out.
Yeah,
And
so
I
she's
unsuck
she's kind of your team leader stroke
Red shirt? Can we throw her on the front?
She can be Leroy.
well, she's also carrying the necklace of fireballs.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And she seems to be the one chastising you each and cajoling you to move forward and get going.
Well, she can throw her whole self in there too. Okay, so you 3 have bless.
Okay, so everybody except yourself,
Yep.
except for Nirlas. Okay, good. So just remember, if you have an attack roll or a saving throw, you can use a D4, and it'll last for up to 1 minute. So you haven't entered combat yet.
Let's roll. Roll
You
out.
sure you want to do it that way? Because you don't know how long it's going to take to get into combat. Are you planning to just Leroy Jenkinson? Otherwise,
What do you guys think? How long do you think it'll take us to get over there?
Um,
Unless we can draw them over here.
I mean, if you don't even know for sure what's going on yet. So if you wanted to rush in there, you're not going to last very long. But if you want to sneak your way around and go slowly, then it'll take you a while potentially to get around the edges if you're hiding in the mushrooms forest, as it were.
sneaky is
Okay,
the way to
okay.
go.
Sneaky's the way to
It's-
go. Okay, hold off on that bless. I'm just pulling that back a little. Just breathing in that.
Sucks them out of us.
Yeah, I'm breathing back in that little
Taking back
fancy
the unholy water.
purple dust. Yeah. Okay.
I need it back.
it's like you order some champagne and then you find out after you started sipping it that it's super expensive and you try to spit it back in glass
Yeah.
and give
Yeah.
give it back
Yeah.
to the sommelier.
No good. This is terrible.
Here you go. I barely swished it around the mouth. Okay, yeah, the bless has been you've all been unblessed.
Yeah, take that.
You blessed giver. Okay, so what else do you guys want to do? The room is filled with a large. There is a large fog. It's not a fog in the literal sense that would obscure your line of sight or vision, but it's clear that it's not smoke. It's definitely some particulates that are in the air. It's hazy and it's all kind of blackish, but also sparkling a little bit. And as you look around, you can see that those living plants that are nearest to Zuckmoy and Dweeblex or Ganador are withering and shrinking and turning black. They're clearly being destroyed by the mold. The Dweeblex is making some soothing noises, which you understand are supposed to be soothing, but to the rest of you, it all sounds like a combination of bubbling oil and vomiting. And you can see Zuckmoy sort of leaning back with her eyes closed in what appears to be enjoyment of being preened and looked after. And Dweeblex raises his arms, and out of the surface, you see a few creatures start to bubble up. Different colors, different sizes and shapes, except that they're all similar in the sense that they basically lack shape. There's even one that actually does have a shape. It's hexagonal. Or cubed, I should say.
All right. So
And they begin shuffling around. Essentially, they seem to be either vacuuming up any organic materials or taking things away that potentially could interfere with whatever it is that's keeping the two of them happy.
So they're the maid and the butlers.
If you wish, if you like.
you need to be ranger to get this, to get shot into Dweeblex.
Mm-hmm. Maybe kind of slink along the back wall.
Kind of thinking down this way.
Yeah, same.
You do notice that these creatures all move extremely slowly. Some of them literally just slide along the surface of the ground, and others almost have to throw sections of themselves ahead and then almost seem to anchor themselves with that appendage that has been launched forward and then drag the rest of the mass behind it. Like the sound effects.
Always.
Soothing.
Let's get moving.
All right.
Soothing. ASMR.
Gross.
Definitely.
D&D
I'll make-
ASMR style.
I'll make a YouTube video you guys can play when you need to go to sleep.
Yeah. Very nice.
All right. Are you leading the way there?
Alrighty. So I'm
You
gonna
got-
try to stealth to. How far can I go on a stealth? Probably half speed, right?
Well, it depends. I mean, if you want to be careful, then I would say half speed, but stealthing is an action to sort of stay hidden, and then you can just be, well, if you are successful at being hidden, then you can move at your speed.
So can I do a stealth roll?
You may, but of course you won't necessarily know if you're successful. You'll have to use your own judgment.
I very stealthily and quietly just go around this rock just a little bit here.
Okay. And that was your roll, a 9?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're stealthy? Do you feel like you achieved your goals?
I feel like I'm far enough away it wouldn't matter if I'm like shuffly a little bit.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to follow suit.
Now, don't forget, some of you, Laura, have things like guidance and resistance, and just saying, it's a cantrip. It's
Ah,
free.
That's
You
true.
can cast it on other people.
I'm gonna guide myself. Because I'm chaotic evil. And,
Exactly, exactly. Well done, Laura.
yeah.
You get point of inspiration for role playing that correctly.
Oh, very nice. And
Who cares about
no, I'm
anybody else, right?
guided.
Okay.
And I'm also gonna try to stealthily walk around.
Well, it's, all right. Okay, it looks like
Why
one
not?
other person. Ooh,
Nice.
Daria.
Stealthy.
We're
Maybe
all more
Daria's.
stealthy.
So Daria, are you are you forced to crawl around because you can't walk on your? Are you basically getting real world practice, like sneaking around on the floor? Is that why you're rolling so well at stealth?
So I'm jumping on one.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, I think Yvonne does make a point that you are sort of far enough away. And in fairness, there are quite a lot of squelching, loud burping, vomiting, farting type sounds going on here, which you can only assume are sort of the demonic versions of love noises between the two, between the couple. Nobody or none of these things seems to react to your presence so far as you can tell.
Shall we continue to move along the wall?
Yeah, we'll just say
Should
that
we go
this
in
is
turn
another
order?
round. Yeah, we'll go in turn order.
Okay.
I will put these guys towards the end because they're very, very slow. But they may not be slower than Savalier. I feel like Daria, unfortunately, that is pretty slow. So we're going to put them at 6. All right.
Okay.
Nothing personal there, Daria. All right.
Moving along, just being all sorts of stealthy like.
Yeah. Okay. So as you're walking quietly, are you doing anything else? I mean, the stealthy movement is essentially your movement. You have an action which you can choose to use to try to be stealthy again in case you thought you weren't stealthy enough the first time. Otherwise, you can just keep going on what you may think is a stealthy enough roll. You can also use your action to do something else. Not all the things that you can do, remember, require being noisy. You can, use some of your skills, do things quietly. You can prepare weapon attacks or spell attacks if you want. Olaf?
I think I'm
Hello?
good.
You're ready? Okay. I wasn't sure if you're going to do something, so I didn't want to interrupt.
No,
Okay.
I was just double checking to make sure I didn't want to do anything at the moment.
Right.
Okay, and I'm stealthing forward. Can I re-roll my stealth?
Yes, that'll be your
'Cause-
action.
Yep. I'm getting a little better at this. I'm timing my steps to each squelch.
There we
What
I
are the
love it.
weapons? What are the weapons Nerlus has?
Morning Star.
Okay.
I've got a shield. And yeah, that's about it.
I feel like every time you start walking, like one thing starts clanging and you're like, oh crap. And you like tie it down, but then like something else starts clanging.
That could be it.
Mhm.
My manacles rustled on my hip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Putting that thing in jail.
Ice Leeson.
Yeah, I think I want to guide myself again to make sure
Alright.
that I really don't, make any
Yeah.
noise. I don't want to be at
Mhm.
fault. And then I'm gonna also follow the other ones stealthily.
Ooh. Very nice. Okay. And the various disgusting, putrid creatures that came up out of the muck here just seem to be moving in what appears to be random fashion. Savalier.
I'm gonna take out a crossbow.
Okay. Yes. So that's your free item interaction. So you don't even need to use your action for that.
That's all.
Are you moving?
Moved.
You moved. Okay, so you've moved and you've got your crossbow out. Presumably you're loading it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Back up to me.
Yes, Olaf.
All right. We're going to move.
And you can also, just to be clear, you can actually move through all of these other, bits, the mushrooms and things. They're just difficult terrain, or it's kind of like a foresty bit, so you don't have to be on the edges of it.
Hmm.
It might give you more cover.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, then we're going to
Anything
hide
else?
under this thing.
Okay.
For now, we're actually going to not close enough quite yet, so I'm good. Next.
Okay. Have you pulled out a weapon or anything?
We'll go ahead and prepare Hex.
Okay. Can you post in the chat?
It's a bonus action, but yeah.
Yeah, so you can't ready a bonus action.
So then we're not doing anything else but moving.
Okay. And the other thing is if you ready a spell with a spell slot, it uses up the spell slot.
Yeah. So we'll hold on to it.
Okay. Just as a reminder.
Yep. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
Alrighty.
But
So
you can
same here.
post in the chat though, just to remind us all what hex looks like, because some people may not have seen the spell hex before. All right. Cool. Nerlos.
Okay, so I'm going to sneak in here, pass you by a little bit, and just go ahead right to about there because I think I'm 2 ahead of you. And
Okay.
I'm just going to re-roll my stealth.
If only somebody could cast guidance on you.
Hey, see, I'm learning and I'm learning. I'm just getting better all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm
You've
gonna-
tied down everything
Yeah.
now.
Except now I'm taking out my Morning Star and I'm getting ready because we're getting close.
Okay.
I'm also walking stealthily. Yeah. I'm also going on here and using the stealth. And I also want to take out my Warhammer.
Mm. Okay. And these creatures continue to sort of, they kind of just wander. Savalier.
I'm gonna move.
Okay. Good.
That's it.
All right. That was a little clearer. So if we can do that, that would be great. As Savalier finishes moving, all of you under the large mushroom, not Savalier, can hear a distinctive sound. It's a bit like clicking. Olaf.
Yeah, clicking is not a good sound. So we're kind of gonna look around just
I
to
think
see
some
exactly.
tribes in Africa would disagree with you.
Well, they can disagree with me. They're not in a D&D world where mushrooms can eat you. So we are going to, I guess, investigate to see if I can figure out where the sound came from.
Okay. So investigation, just to be clear, is sort of interacting with something in order to determine its origin, its purpose, its use. It requires usually sort of physical inputs. If you're
Nature?
really just trying to figure out where something is, it's probably using your senses, which is primarily perception.
Okay, we'll perceive it then.
Okay.
Perception. Which is
So
worse.
yeah, go ahead. Okay, an 11. Well, it's good enough to know that it's generally coming from the direction you're heading in, which isn't necessarily the best news.
All right.
Although you wouldn't be able to tell at this stage what it is or where exactly it's located.
Well, not liking the fact that it's coming from where we're going, we'll just pull out our rapier and move a little bit further forward.
Okay. Nerlos.
Same again. I'm watching Olaf. I can't say that name without thinking of a snowman.
Thinking
It's
of
a
what?
TH, not
A
an
snow-
F.
Okay.
Oh,
A snowman.
oh,
Olaf.
right.
Yeah, you know. Okay, so and I'm gonna do the same sort of I have 11 passive perception, but I'd like to roll a perception and just actively look around.
I mean, you guys can tell each other what your names mean
Yeah.
if you want. It's nothing like being a snowman in a musical animation.
No, it is definitely not.
So I don't really see much either, do I? I just know it's in the direction where we're going.
So the difference. Oh yeah, you're a paladin. No, you don't. You're
Yeah.
like, noise. I make noise all the time.
Whatever.
Clink, clink, clunk.
Yeah.
Clink, clink, clank. Yeah, I don't make noise all the time. Come on now. I'm not that bad.
Okay.
I'm going to come right up to here, and I'm going to
Okay.
say to Olaf, where to now?
And she's basically just gonna point in this direction.
Mm. Okay.
Okay.
Ice Leeson.
I want to go here,
Mm-hmm.
and because I also heard the clicking, I want to ready Toll the Dead.
Sure.
If something pops up that is not us, not a drow, something formless, and something that looks like spawned from Zagmoy or Jublex, then if it pops up within 50 feet of me, then I'm gonna attack it.
Okay, that's a very precise catalyst, and that's good. You can definitely do that. So you're basically looking to attack anything that looks like it might be related to Juiblex or Zuckmoy.
Mhm.
Okay. So these things continue to sort of shamble around. They kind of make a little circuitous route for those of you who are paying attention, and they seem to be bringing back items now to Zuckmoy. Maybe they're kind of Smurfs or food delivery people.
Grubhub of the slime world.
Exactly. They're the. I mean, you. From what people have said about the CEO of Uber, maybe that's appropriate. Sorry, I broke my rule about politics. Supposedly not a nice guy. Savalier.
I didn't hear anything, so I'm just gonna go behind the rest.
Exactly. And since the rest of the party is chaotic evil too, nobody bothered to tell you.
Yeah.
Not.
Just assume you can
Wow,
hear it,
information.
Not my
Yeah.
problem. You got bad hearing.
I'm here to save my own skin, not yours.
Common goals, but dysfunctional teamwork. Nice.
It works.
Okay. All right. Well, Savalier is just bringing up the rear and completely oblivious to the potential risks or dangers or opportunities. Who knows? It could be good news. As you get closer, you watch as one of these little mushrooms, little meaning, like the fungi equivalent of a sapling. It's about 4 feet tall, so about 1.5 meters, and the diameter of the stem or the trunk, if you will, is maybe a foot. So it's not very large, but it just sort of topples over and lands on the ground. And behind it, you see a very large ant chopping through it with its mandibles. It is about the size, it's about 1.5 meters long, so it's almost the size of the mushroom stalk. And it looks incredibly deadly for, something with 6 legs. It hasn't noticed you yet. It's busy chopping down this mushroom and apparently trying to drag it. And this other one comes up and seems to try to help it along. Now, because these are not exactly Dweeblex or Zuckmoy related creatures, according to Laura's excellent description of her catalyst for her readied action, there is no attack.
Mhm.
Olaf.
All right. Yeah, giant ants, not a good thing. See here. And they're chopping down our hiding places, so guess we'll just
I mean, I might let you get away with something if you sing Let It Snow. Not because it makes sense, but just because it'd be funny.
all I have stuck in my head is that song. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You guys brought it up.
No, Yvonne brought it up.
I know, but you guys, meaning collectively.
Let it snow. Actually, I'd rather. Do you want to build a snowman?
Oh yeah, that would be even better. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what these ants are because I'm assuming it's not something I've seen before. Being drow and all that.
Well, I mean, you have your own memories. You know that you're drow. At the same time, you know your own memories. So, and besides, drow would know what giant ants. The Underdark is full of all kinds of things like this.
Okay.
Ants generally live underground, don't they?
True. And they haven't spotted us yet. They're still kind of focused on this room.
Well, whether or not they spotted you isn't necessarily obvious. They don't seem interested in it.
Well, if they're not going to attack me, then I'm going to leave them alone and kind of give them a wide berth and move.
Okay.
And just kind of go around. Hopefully not tripping over my own 2 feet. So there we go.
All right.
I have moved.
Very good. Nerlos.
Just gonna follow suit, and I'm gonna get over here and underneath this mushroom right about there. And I'm still stealthing because I've learned how now. And I still have my readied Morning Star, which I will use if one of these slime or cubes see us and come over here.
Okay. Ice Leeson.
Yeah, I also think it's smartest to just, let them be. And I also follow them. And I also wanna ready Toll the Dead again if they want to attack us.
So just to be clear, if who wants to attack you?
If the if the giant ants want to attack us, or if anything attacks us, actually,
Okay.
then I'm gonna use Toll the Dead.
Okay. No, that's fair. I just want to make sure it's not conditional on some, but not all. Okay. Now, although the ants don't seem that interested in you, they do turn their heads briefly. But what you realize is that the oozes seem to be aware of something, whether it's the ants or you, and they start shuffling toward you at the fastest speed possible, which is about 20, somewhere between 10 and 20 feet. That's them trying to dash.
Damn.
I don't think I could do that as ASMR tape. It would be exhausting after like 5 minutes.
I get one of those looper machines.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Savalier, let's see if you can get it in. First try, Daria. Be strong, forceful, forte.
Seeing that, I'm gonna hide more in the back.
Excellent. Splitting the party. Awesome. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Oh no.
D&D rule number something something. Don't
Nothing
split
can
the
go wrong.
party.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So are you actually going to hide? Is that your action?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can also take cover behind the stalk, which would give you at least 3/4 cover. But of course you won't be able to see as much. Also, don't forget, for those of you who don't think about the tactics all the time, you can always drop to the ground for free, like literally no movement, no actions at all, and that will make it disadvantage for anybody using a range attack against you. Obviously, if you're lying on the ground and somebody attacks you as a melee attack with, say, mandibles or a pummeling pseudopod or a sword, then they would have advantage. But in this particular situation, if you wanted to improve your chances of not being hit, hiding behind a stalk and then lying on the ground would make it a lot harder for someone to hit you with a ranged attack. Okay. All right. And as you do that, the ants start dragging this shroom away, heading in the general direction that the rest of you are all going,
Of course they are.
which seems to draw the attention of the various oozes. So they're tracking something. Either it's you or the ants. They're blowing your cover.
The ants go marching one by one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All
here.
right. Olaf.
Well, since the ants have decided to pass us, I'm gonna go back over here and hide behind this little shroom thingy here.
Okay.
Because yeah, we're all about saving our own skin in this case.
Yeah, I mean, how important is survival versus achieving your goal?
Yeah, I mean, survive and achieve my goal. Why not
Sure.
go for broke?
Okay.
All right, I'm good.
Nerlas.
It's your sister. I'm gonna hide behind this thing.
Everybody's just Ice Leeson's like way out there exposed by herself.
Yeah, don't you dare leave me. Not nice.
Says the cleric who uses guidance on herself.
Yeah, exactly. Chaotic evil all the way.
I'm also coming here and I'm giving you all an evil eye. But then I'm going to bless the three of us. Mhm, mhm.
Ooh.
Because deep inside, I'm actually not that evil. It's only on the surface.
Well, you
Only on
like
the
Don't know
evil,
my
surface.
roots.
and we're evil, so we're all friends.
Poor Savile.
All alone.
Daria was always left out. All right. Well, the oozes keep coming in your general direction. And they are going to dash and just about get up to the ants, but they won't have quite enough to do anything beyond getting up there. This one's God bless him, he's trying.
I can't do
Savalier.
nothing. I don't have the power.
Yeah, Savalier.
Just gonna move.
You're gonna run right in front of everybody
No,
like a streaker
yeah.
on a football pitch.
Yeah.
Poland win the World Cup.
He gets her
Never.
own little action figure made in the process.
Yeah, bobblehead Daria. Okay, so you're hiding back there by yourself. Cool, awesome. All right. Well, the ants are going to just ignore you and keep going. They're also going to ignore these slimy things because they don't really know what's going on. Olaf.
All right.
These guys are pretty close. I mean, you gotta have some real faith that they're not interested in you.
I have faith in my stealthiness
Hmm.
that Los will protect me.
Yeah, because she's famous for being a goddess of mercy and protection.
Hey, I'm here doing her bidding. She better have some. I'd
That
pray.
attitude's not going to end well. Ending things of of an evil goddess. Yeah, that's
Yep. That,
uh,
that's always the way to go. You didn't know that?
yeah. Well,
It's that chaotic evil.
you do you, as the kids say.
Yeah. All right. And the oozes and things, they're just kind of following the sound.
I mean,
So,
are you an ooze?
no.
Have you ever been an ooze?
No. I'm
Do you
just
have any
making an
good friends who are
assumption.
oozes?
I'm making an assumption by what I see. And we all know how well those go.
Yeah, exactly.
Just make ash out of you and me. Let's see here. So we have attacked the oozes. We're sure to invoke the wrath of Dweeblix over there. I'm gonna try and dash over this way. Try and get under this big shroom without provoking anybody. I made it. Next.
Turner changing it.
Hmm?
Did she make it?
What did you do?
I dashed over here to under this mushroom.
Oh, right.
He was
And
ignoring me.
which
Knowing our
mushroom? Oh, there,
demise.
that one. Well, I mean, you're dashing, so that's definitely going to be. You're not stealthing anymore if you're dashing.
Nope. Nope.
Okay. So you want to just make sure you get across? What are you asking exactly? I don't understand.
Yeah. No, I just
Oh,
dashed over here. Just wanted to make sure I
oh,
made it without like provoking anything. Is what I think she's saying.
well, without provoking anything, I mean, I don't know that that's obvious. They don't have faces exactly.
Yep. It's up to you, my dear.
Okay, Nerlos. I mean, you may have just given yourself away if you were hidden before.
Anything's possible.
The rest of you all watch as, your warlock literally breaks cover and just runs in the open, flailing
Yep.
her arms, presumably.
Sit tight. I'm going to sit tight, and if these oozes go after her, that will trigger an attack from me. Well, I mean, I'm going to be out of the way. I'm going to be too far away, but I'm just going to stealth. Hold on. I'm going to stealth right to here next to Byleth.
Okay. You could also ready a ranged attack, in which case you would be able to hit someone.
I don't have much of a ranged attack.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm ready to, do my thing.
Okay. For those of you who aren't paying attention, the black mold is showing up all over the place. Like a teenager who ate pizza and chocolate before prom night.
We should have taken the ants out.
Ice Leeson.
Okay. So I don't want to dash. I'm very disappointed, and I was shaking my head while a warlock just dashed, and so I want to go slowly because we have something to reach and we need to get there. but carefully and not too far. And I also wanna ready Toll the Dead again. If the oozes reach and attack,
Snowman.
Snowman.
I'm officially now a snowman.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I think everybody ought to roll. Well, I think our skittish warlock especially ought to roll a d20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never a good thing when the DM sounds excited about that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like they definitely noticed you. And as this
Oh
one
yeah.
sloughs up coming behind you, it suddenly realized that Nerlos is there. Now, this thing dashed, and it basically used up all its movement and its action to get there. So now it's literally right in front of Nerlos. And Nerlos, you see these tendrils bubbling out of this formless mass, and they seem to be reaching out towards you around the stalk of this mushroom, extending and getting narrower as filaments extend forward from the appendage. And they're actually touching the steel of your weapon, climbing over the guard on your forearm. It's almost like it was tasting you.
Nom nom nom.
Num num num, exactly.
Mm.
And this one is coming up to Ice Leeson and doing the same thing, except it's not really making appendages because this is a cube. And this one is also moving forward. This one actually is going to attack the ants. And this one is moving forward back here. And you see an appendage strike out at one of the ants, and you watch as one of the ants' legs crumbles. And the ants drop the mushroom, and they start turning around to face it. Savalier.
I'm just gonna off to the rest of the party.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're dashing? Hello?
No,
You're not dashing. Okay, well this is going to be difficult terrain. So
I'm gonna dash.
okay. All right. And the ants are going to attack this yellowish thing. We won't bother with the rolls because you guys wouldn't be able to see what was going on anyway. It does look as if one of them manages to at least sort of bite it, though of course you don't really know what that means, practically speaking. Olaf.
All right.
Nothing
now
like
that
triggering everybody and not being the target of the attacks yourself.
I know, right? It's fantastic. Great way to play.
That's great.
Ah.
And you survive and get
like-
all the loot. There you go.
There you go. Let's see here. Well, since I see these things, let's see here. How far away are you? Well, we are going to, because I know cubes are kind of fickle. And I'm not quite sure about this other thing attacking near less, so we're going to Eldritch Blast it on this thing. Doop.
Okay. Yeah, 20 is definitely going to hit, obviously. You do 5 points of damage to it.
You can
and
also
it
use your
is-
bless if you want to.
To add to the damage. I guess
It doesn't add to damage.
Oh.
I didn't think it
Oh,
added to damage.
true.
It just adds to rolls.
Attack rolls or saving
Yeah.
throws. Yeah.
Sorry.
Nope,
No, it's
okay.
a good idea. It doesn't hurt to try. There you go. Okay.
All right. And then because I'm not that completely smart when it comes to cubes, we're going to cast Hex on the cube.
On which one?
On the cube.
The cube? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Very good. Okay. Nerlos.
Things tasting me. And I'm gonna, as my bonus action. Gross. Super gross. I'm gonna cast, I think I'm doing this right. Searing Smite? I do a bonus action Searing Smite, and then I attack with my Morning Star.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that works. Yes, that'll hit. So you'll do your 7 points plus your 1 point of fire damage. And it's now on fire. It doesn't look like it takes as much damage as you would have thought it should. But it definitely seems to be somewhat affected. So that definitely worked. Well done.
I'm just gonna stay there because it's what I do.
Okay. Now now technically using smite doesn't even use your bonus action. So you could have used your other
Oh, I thought
spell
that was
slot.
my bonus action. Okay.
Well, no, it is your bonus action.
That is a bonus action.
But the smite doesn't. Can you post smite? I don't think it uses a bonus action.
Hold on.
It's your
Smite,
ability,
right?
not the spell, the ability in your.
Well, and I picked Searing Smite. Divine Smite is on my list as
Yeah, so it doesn't actually use any actions at all. You just choose to do it. So technically, you could also throw in a divine smite and use up your other spell slot if you want to, but you don't have to. It's totally up to you because you did
No,
hit.
I think I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
That's
Yep,
good.
smart.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good. I just want to make sure you know what the tactical choices you got. Nerlas.
Just went.
Sorry. Even though I'm getting confused. Iceleeson, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, so I think, like, who am I kidding? You know, we need to defeat them, like, sooner or later. So I'm also attacking them. With Toll the Dead. So like this one, the cube, I'm attacking it.
Mm-hmm.
But do I have disadvantage because it's ranged?
So
Or is
this
that...
is a saving throw, so it actually doesn't. It's not an attack roll.
Mhm.
You're just casting the spell,
Yeah,
and
I
it
also...
causes the enemy to make a saving throw. So there's no disadvantage or advantage.
Yeah, I also noticed that. Okay. And I can do it again, right? Also
Yes,
to the same
you're
target?
gonna. Just post in the chat. It should be on your abilities section in the lower right hand corner. It's dead, death domain. No, it's not that one. It's the
No.
other.
Yeah, that's...
Times 2 cantrip something. Reaper.
Yeah, 2 creatures. So
2 creatures. Yep.
attacking the other one then?
So within range and within 5 feet of each other, so they have to be next to each other. Sorry about that. Oh
Alright,
no,
then.
sorry. So you could, for example, attack this and the ant, or you could attack this and also attack Nerlas.
Seems to be an option.
I mean, you're all chaotic evil, so what difference does it make?
Yeah, no. And then I'm going to use my free item interaction to put up a shield. My shield.
Oh, right.
And yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
So your Toll the Dead is super loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where's the description? How come it doesn't say it? Oh, there it is.
Mhm.
The sound of a dolorous bell fills the air around it for a moment. Now,
Uh-huh.
it's not thunderwave, so it's not like it's going to bring the cavern down. But it's like boom.
Nothing's
Some
happening
might
here.
some might call it the dinner bell. Yes. Okay, so roll the save for the cube.
Mhm. Yeah.
Ooh.
19.
So it does no damage, but you
Hmm.
now just to keep in mind, these guys are not that smart, so you could potentially kite it so that they're close to each other, and then you can hit them with one of those things.
Mhm.
Just to keep in mind. You want to move or anything else?
No. I just took out my shield.
Okay. All right, they go. This one that is tasting Nurlas will decide that Nurlas is actually quite tasty after all. So let's Daria, let's roll an attack on your paladin. Oh yeah. What's the armor class there again?
20.
20. Oh, and it slides off your armor and doesn't seem to do any damage.
For the appearance damage. It looks terrible.
My armor's not so shiny anymore.
Okay. It does leave behind a little bit of a pitting in your metal, and you realize that this probably has some acid in it. The other one attacks the ant and pummels it, destroying it. This one moves forward as fast as it can. And the cube that Islesen just tried to target with a booming bonging sound, it squares up, no pun intended, or pun intended, to Islesen. And Islesen, you see what looks to be your reflection in the surface. And your face seems to protrude out through the gelatinous material. And the mouth opens, and you hear bong in what sounds like a very accurate imitation of your Toll the Dead sound. But nothing happens.
Okay.
Savalier.
I'm gonna shoot an arrow and this one.
Which one? Oh, the
This
one
one.
that's attacking Nurlus? Sorry?
Yes.
Okay. Still cutting out, so maybe draw out your syllables a little longer so that it activates, it picks you up. I think if you're short with the syllables, it takes too long for it to pick up. Can you try that?
Okay.
Better. Excellent. Okay, so 13 will hit. Wow, is that right? 11 points of piercing damage? Golly. Okay. It the arrow sinks deep into it, and you watch as it pierces through, comes out the other side, and takes a large bit of material along with it. But then it lands on the ground, and you watch as the arrow smokes, and everything, including the metal arrowhead, just starts to corrode and fall apart. It's still writhing and moving around, but it's got a great big gaping hole in the middle now. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Nirlas, your weapon also has now has a -1 penalty to the damage roll. Okay, the surviving ant will attack and hit this yellow thing, and the yellow thing will fight back, continue to fight back. Olaf.
Right. Well, let's see here. Because I can. We're gonna go only because I was silly. And hex the cube. We're gonna Eldritch Blast at the cube and hopefully and pray it doesn't like bounce back in my face. But because it's hex, it gets an extra bit of damage to it. 1d6. So Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
11 damage. Maybe.
Okay. So you do strike it, and chunks of jelly go flying out the opposite side as the blast literally burns a hole through this soft cube. And both of you who are watching it, Elisan as well, notice that this thing shudders and seems to shy away from the damage, and shrinks a little bit smaller, and almost seems to be hiding behind part of the mushroom stalk. Nerlas.
Thinking for a sec here. I'm gonna try a branding smite.
Okay, so you still have your other spell up though, don't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So that keeps
It's
going, does it?
concentration.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's concentration for a
Okay.
minute, I think.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can stop it, but
No,
you'd be wasting
no.
a spell slot.
Yep. Just keep going.
Okay.
And winging at this horrible thing in front of me with my morning star, even though it's been a little bit
Degraded.
pitted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh, you already added the -1 to it?
Yeah, I did.
Well done. Terrific. Thank you, Yvonne. That's great. Yes, so you hit, and you'll do 2 points of damage. And then you go ahead and you may as well go ahead and roll that d6 for the fire as well. All right. And this thing literally shrivels up and melts and dries out, and the whole area around you is filled with acrid black smoke.
Ugh.
Your Morning Star now has -2 damage penalty, by the way.
Great. Okay.
Okay. Nerlas. Oh, sorry, that was Nerlas. Yeah. Again, Iceleeson.
Yeah, I want to put away my shield and attack the cube again with Toll the Dead. But it is injured now, so wow,
Mm-hmm.
4 damage, so much. 7 saving throw.
Yeah, so it takes 4 points of damage.
Yay.
And it's a loud bonging sound. This time you see the cube reverberate in sympathy with the sound that you made.
Mm-hmm.
And it shrinks back away from you as well. Anything else?
No.
Okay. This cube will attack this ant, and it just literally just swallows it, and it disappears. Sorry, not cube, this slimy bit. And it will move forward toward Olaf.
Of course it does.
1, 2, 3. Well, I mean, there's
know.
only so many of you. I'm not picking on you.
I know. It was a joke, sir.
Okay. This one will also move forward and will end up in front of Savalier. The cube in front of Iceleeson. The face is still there looking at Iceleeson, and you see the face racked in agony. Ouch! Not the face!
Especially the face.
Savalier. That's so cruel. Truly chaotic evil.
I'm gonna pick up my dagger.
Okay. Are you going to drop your other
And-
weapon?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're dropping it on the ground, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And can I attack this one?
The one in front of you? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you may be surprised to find that that actually will hit.
Oh, okay.
And you'll do some damage. It pokes a hole in it. The hole reseals immediately. It does look like you did something, but it also doesn't look like you did very much, relatively speaking. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. The ants are gone. Olaf.
All right. Well, since I've got this lovely little guy coming at me, we're just going to smack him in the face.
So vicious.
Yes, of course. I
Okay.
gotta use spells to save my butt.
All right. Well, yeah. Okay, yes, your agonizing blast hits it, and little bits of it disappear and shrivel as they land on the ground in small puddles and splats.
And then we're
Anything
going
else?
to move a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm done.
Nerlos.
I think that cube's going down with her, so I'm okay with that. I'm going to move forward here. And I'm going to... I'm going to cough a little because it's so smoky still. I'm looking at my pathetic morning star and I'm thinking, I need a new weapon. And I'm going to shout, Divine Smite. Divine Smite, I smite you in the name of love. And I'm going to swing my morning star.
Okay. Well, the 9 will hit, so you can go ahead and use your Divine Smite if you want.
Okay.
Do you still have enough? Oh, yeah, you still had 1 spell slot, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be your second spell slot. And that's it. I think that's it for your spell slots, right?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. So add your 2d8, add your d6 for your. Oh, no, the fire was for the other guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you hang on a second? If you can, I can't forget. Can you actually transfer it to the other one? I think you might be able to.
I can, okay, keep it active, you mean? Keep it up as a...
Yeah.
Then I don't need to call Divine Smite? That would be great.
So hang on a second. No, it doesn't. It just stays with whatever target. So it doesn't. This is not the one. Some of the
Yeah.
spells you can, like Hunter's Mark, you can move them around. Okay. So yeah. Just as a rule, you don't need to call Divine Smite. You use it when you've successfully hit. So okay. Yeah, so you do 11 points of radiant damage on top of your 3 points of piercing with your Morning Star. And that'll be a total of 14 points. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Just post your Divine Smite again, just so we know. Pretty sure it's radiant. Yep.
Yeah, radiant.
Cool. Nice. Anything else for Nerlos?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Ice Leeson.
I'm going to hit the cube with a Word of Radiance
Wow, you guys are bullies.
and do 1 radiant damage. Take that.
My goodness.
And then I'm gonna take out my shield again.
All right.
Shameful
So this
hiding
is,
behind it.
yeah. So this is a Constitution saving throw. you want to roll the
Uh-huh.
Constitution saving throw?
Wow.
It sticks out a tongue in your
Aw.
face.
I'm
Oh,
doing it
that's so
back.
funny. Raspberry Wars.
I mean, you know. Okay. So this yellow guy is going to oh, by the yeah, so the morning star's piercing. So this yellow guy is going to smack, I guess it's going to smack Nerlas because Nerlas is the most recent successful attack. So let's have the roll there, Laura.
6.
Yeah, so that's not going to hit. And this one is going to get up to Oloth, but won't have any ability to do anything else. The cube, possibly getting frustrated at being constantly attacked, looks at, well, the face in the cube, I should say, looks at Iceleeson, and then it just moves into Iceleeson's space, and Iceleeson disappears into it.
No.
Roll a
Great.
dexterity saving throw.
Uh-huh.
Try to avoid being sucked up into it.
I still have bless.
You do?
Um,
Okay.
I think so. It
Okay.
hasn't been a minute, right? I casted it on myself, so
Okay.
5.
Yeah.
4. So nice.
Okay. So go ahead and roll 3d6 on yourself.
Yeah.
You take 9
9.
points of acid damage. You are now drowning. You are restrained. And this is burning you with acid.
Eh. I've never felt better.
Nice.
Ah,
The cracker
Okay.
experience.
Yes,
Please
exactly.
enjoy a good chemical peel. Yeah.
Exactly. Savalier.
I am gonna hit again with a dagger.
Mm. Wow. Yeah, and that hits. Believe it or not.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Olaf.
all right, because now this thing is in my face and it's getting on my nerves. I'll blast it again
That'll be at disadvantage.
because it's right in my face.
Yeah.
So
All right, so I'll just take the 8. Actually, the 8 will hit. So we'll
Hmm.
use the 9 force damage. So there you go. Yep. Even though you were distracted by it being in your face, it's throwing up pseudopods in your face. You just randomly fire at it. Do you shout anything as you're doing that?
Get away, you slime creep.
Yeah. Bringing back memories of one of your bad dates, probably.
Ugh.
Okay, Nerlas. Very good.
I want to
Yvonne?
run south and save her. I want to yank her out of there. Or am I going to finish this job? I'm going to trust the ranger to finish this job. Wait, is she out or is she in the cube still?
Iceleeson is swallowed up in the cube completely.
Okay.
She's floating in this gigantic cube of jelly.
Would I know it's possible to pull her out, or am I just like...
I think it's reasonable to assume that if it can be swallowed into the cube, it can be pulled out of the cube. Whether or not you can do so safely is a separate issue, but
And if I attack the cube, she doesn't take the same damage, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember. Okay, well, I'm just going to whack this cube. I'm just going to run up, and I'm just going to whack
Okay.
this cube. You drop my friend right now, you piece of crap.
I'm scared.
Yeah, well, that didn't do very good.
Okay. So the 9 will hit, and you will do your 6 points of piercing. Very good. Yep. And Iceleafson does not seem to be affected. It's like it just kind of bounces off the outside of it. It wobbles a little bit, and maybe even
Fun.
the cube like gives it an extra shake. Iceleafson kind of feels it a little bit inside, like she's on a roller coaster. Speaking of Iceleafson, your turn.
Yeah. I feel very uncomfortable inside this cube. And I want to get out, and I think I'm gonna try to Toll the Dead again. Because I would
Okay.
have disadvantage otherwise.
Yes. Now hang on a second. Okay, so you cannot breathe, which means you can hold your breath for a certain number of rounds, but if you start casting spells that have a
Oh.
verbal component, you will be drowning immediately.
Oh.
So you can
Okay,
either hold your
so-
breath or choose to cast a spell.
Huh. Well, okay, I take that back. I think that would not be the smartest thing then. And I still have my Warhammer out, so I'm gonna use my inspiration to, make it neutral again.
Okay.
And whack it with my Warhammer and hope it does something.
Okay. Yeah, so that'll hit. You're swinging around inside. The rest, more or less can see you swinging around, and it just looks like you're doing water aerobics. It does look like a good cardio workout, except for the fact that, of course, that you're actually drowning and it's burning your skin.
Very
So
nice.
that'll be it for your turn, presumably. Please roll 6d6. Yes.
Like,
Okay. One sec. 11.
Wow, that is lucky.
all those little nat ones.
Although that might not be enough. Okay, so that's
still
11
makes me
points of
unconscious.
acid damage. Okay, so
Mhm.
you are unconscious, being digested by this cube.
Great.
This one will attack Sevelier. Yvonne, would you like to roll that attack on Sevelier?
There we go.
Mm-hmm. 12. What's your armor class there?
16.
16. So that's actually going to hit. Why don't you roll 2d6 plus 2, and then an extra 1d6. Well, and just make it 3d6 plus 2 for yourself. Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's 15 points of combined bludgeoning and acid damage.
Okay.
Are you still alive?
Yes.
Okay. By 1 hit point?
Oh.
Okay. And the one in front of Olaf will attack. Daria, you get to roll that one on Olaf. 12. Yeah, but what's Olaf's armor class?
17.
Okay, so that's going to miss. All right, Savalier. Remember, you can always disengage. You can take an action to disengage and get away.
I'm gonna
You're pretty
hit it
slow.
with dagger again.
You could literally walk faster than they can run. All right, you guys do whatever you want. All right. Yeah, the 5 points definitely works. It's still there.
I'm still standing.
Yeah. Just one sec.
At least we know how the drow ended up in the puddle.
Exactly.
Oh god.
Okay, sorry about that.
Should have Leroy Jenkins it.
What's that?
Should have just like run in like maniacs.
Mm.
Or you could have just
Caution.
ran around these guys. They're slow. They're slow, guys. Slow.
Oh, well.
You never saw Muhammad Ali fight? He runs around the ring. People chase him. They run into his punches. Okay. Anyway, you live and learn. Olaf.
Olaf. Well, having seen what these things do as far as damage is concerned, she doesn't want to get hit by this thing because it narrowly missed her the first time, so she's going to disengage and run back this way.
Okay. Very good. Nerlos.
But so I'm gonna stick my arm in this cube. And I'm gonna
Okay.
use. Can I use my lay on? Is that a spell? Hold on. Oh no. So lay on hands, so I can reach in and grab,
Ooh.
Ice Leeson and lay on hands. Can I do that?
Yes, you can, but she's still drowning. But yes, you can. You
But
can revive
can
her
I-
with hit points.
Can I do that and then pull her out? Is that too many actions?
So there's a rule about whether or not you can revive somebody who can't breathe, and technically the rule says you cannot. But I'll
Okay,
allow
so I gotta
it
pull
in
her
this
out.
case.
Okay.
You
I
got to
wanna
get
pull
her
her
out to
out.
revive her. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna try and pull her out.
Okay. But if you want to post the lay on hands bit again, because I don't think it may be it's a bonus action, in which case you could do both. Oh, as an action. Okay. Yeah. So you have to choose. Yeah. Go ahead and
I have to
pull.
choose, but-
Give her.
Well, I'm gonna pull her out.
All right.
What would you like? A strength check?
Yeah. It's basically a strength check.
God.
Wow. Aren't you a paladin?
I know.
Oh man.
Apparently not a very
Oh.
strong one.
I broke a nail.
Ice Leeson, you're unconscious. You're rolling death
Uh-huh.
saves basically.
Mm-hmm. I will.
Although it may be moot at this point. Thank you. Okay. It is their turn. Ice Leeson. It's 6d6, which I think basically means you're either dead or you're going to take 2 death save fails. So
So,
roll the damage, and if it's equal to twice your hit points, or equal to your total maximum hit points, since you're at 0, it's an insta kill.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Ouch.
Nerlus, you watch as Ice Leeson literally dissolves in front of you. Her face is gone. Her eyeballs are just floating separately in the goo that's in front of you. The material, the armor that she had, is all dissolving and breaking apart. The flesh on her skeleton is just gone, and the discoloration within the cube is turning the cube purplish. And the cube has a little aperture that opens where her face was being mirrored, and you hear a little burp. Laura, would you like to roll the attack on Savalier? Chaotic evil vengeance.
Okay.
If I'm not going to die, if I die, everyone dies.
12.
Yeah. Wasn't that the same roll that hit last time?
Yes.
Oh.
Spaghettios.
Go ahead and roll it again. 3d6 plus 2. I think you're toasted. Okay. Savalier's out, right?
Yes.
Savalier crumples to the ground, smoking from both acid damage and what appears to be a collapsed chest This one tries to run up to Olaf. And the cube, having burped a little bit, decides it's still hungry and tries to swallow Nerlas and moves into Nerlas's space. Go for it. Roll a dexterity saving throw to avoid being engulfed. Hello?
Great. I had trouble there. It just froze up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you succeed. So you managed to avoid it. You can choose any square around the cube where you used to stand.
Okay. I'm gonna stand like here.
Okay. Yep. Perfect.
Okay.
So you don't take any damage. It just sort of tries to swallow you. You basically dodge it and you step back. Okay. That'll be them. Savalier. Death save. In secret,
Okay.
if you would.
Yeah.
Okay. Olaf.
This thing's like a bad penny. It keeps on coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're just gonna blast it in the face again.
Okay. Yeah, 13 will hit.
18 hits for 13 damage.
Sorry, 18 hits, 13 damage. Yes, that will work. Well done. Meanwhile, your leader, erstwhile leader, has been moving up stealthily. She sees what is happening, and she casts a spell of magical energy at the one that Olaf is fighting. Oh no, actually, she's not going to do that. She's going to save Savalier. Iceleeson is beyond saving, but Savalier is savable. So she's going to cast a healing word on Savalier. Let's Daria, why don't you roll 1d4? Okay. So is it 1d4 plus your wisdom modifier? I think that's what it is. Who has the healing word spell? Laura, do you have one on your character sheet? Iceleeson's character sheet.
Yeah, I have one, but I'm
You want to
dead.
roll that? No, but just roll it for the mechanics, because I think it's 1d4 plus 1, right? Yeah. Yeah, plus healing mod. So you'll get back 6 points, Daria. You are
Okay.
unconscious. You're conscious, laying on the ground prone with 6 hit points. Okay? And she's going to quickly shout, "Get up!" Nerlas.
I'm gonna disengage from this bloody cube. Because I see it's all over.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna do something really stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm running into this mushroom. How far can I go? Hold on. If I dash. I can go double my distance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go to here.
Okay. Well, if you're
I'm just
disengaging,
running.
you can't dash too.
Oh, I can't dash? Okay, so I'm gonna go to this mushroom
they're both
here.
actions, so.
Yeah. 5, 10,
So
15,
you're gonna-
20, 25, 30. I guess I am actually here. Right beside the ant.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Iceleeson is... We barely knew you. Did Iceleeson have any goals, dreams?
Her goal was to kill as many as possible, and she ended up killing herself.
So, partial win.
Yeah.
She killed
Tragically.
something, even though it was herself.
Yeah. Well, Laura, since your character is dead, I'm going to let you roll the attacks on Savalier and on Olaf.
Mm-hmm.
Says you might get a chance to kill as many as you can.
Sounds great.
Cursing us from the great beyond.
Exactly.
All right. 2d20?
Yeah, one at a time.
Mhm.
Savalier first. Olaf second.
3.
All right. That one's. Oh, actually, you have the advantage because Savalier's on the ground still.
Okay, then I'm 4.
Wow.
Very
It's
good.
so excited by this meal that's just laying there that it can't even aim straight. Very good. Yeah, Savalier probably. How does Savalier respond to this incredible fortune?
She's just laughing.
She's laughing. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Good. All right, and the attack on Olaf.
3.
Wow. Laura
Yeah,
should
I'm so
roll the
lucky
attack rolls all the time. Yeah. All right, so they both miss. This one will move up and engulf this creature, this Loth-driven leader of yours. She struggles, but fails to get free and disappears into the cube. Its second victim, Savalier.
I'm gonna get up from the ground.
Okay, free. That's half your movement, but yes, you can do that. No problem. Excellent.
Strike again.
All right. Gonna stick with it, huh? Yeah. Okay. These things are tough.
Olaf. All right. Well, same old, same old.
With disadvantage?
Yep, I forgot the button again. Dang nabbit.
It's okay.
There.
Ooh, that's too bad. But the 17 obviously is going to hit. And actually, that will be enough to destroy it.
Phew.
Well done. Nerlos, trying to make a break for it.
Yeah, I'm getting around. Okay. I can get to. I'm gonna dash up behind this mushroom here.
Okay. And Iceleeson and Oozes. There's one left that can attack Savalier. So go ahead and roll that attack, Laura.
12.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
I feel like we've been here a couple of times already.
Mhm. This looks awfully familiar.
3d6 plus 2. If you get all ones, you might make it. Oh.
16. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Well, that's okay. Either way. Yep. And she goes back down again. But Daria, you get to roll 66 on your team leader.
6.
6d6. 6-sided dice. Oh no. And she is not looking good. In fact, she starts dissolving in front of all of you. Savalier, you can roll a death save. Okay. Olaf.
All right. Well, now that this thing is dead, we're going to follow Nerloth's lead and just dash that way.
Okay. Cool.
And since I'm going through difficult terrain, I can only get to like here, I think.
Yeah. All right. And Nerlos.
Completely insane now. I'm just gonna charge. And I'm gonna charge Gonadar. And I'm just gonna charge to here. I think I can get there 5, 10, 15, 25. Oh no, I'm one shy. But he's giant. Am I in range?
Yeah, you're in range.
Okay. Kind of debating something, but I don't think it'll matter. Well, I'm just gonna swing my Morning Star. In the name of Loth! Oh,
Nice.
and I really missed.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Courageous.
Yeah, I mean, you what can I say? You know, like style points, right?
Got nothing left, man.
Aw.
I mean, how do you describe the miss?
Well, I swing, but he's like so slimy and like there's all these appendages and weirdness going on that I just kind of misjudge and I sort of flap through some of the goop and I don't know what to call it, oozy bits. I don't hit
Mm.
anything solid. It just goes right through the slime.
Right. Okay. Gonadar, despite your miss, now notices you. And he looks down from one of his dozen eyes that blink in different times. And a gigantic billowing cloud of corrosive acid surrounds the entire cavern. It not only destroys you and Olaf, it even dissolves the gelatinous cube and anything else that was living there. All the bodies, Savalier, your poor Ice Leeson. The whole room, the whole cavern is just filled with corrosion. And as you are slowly being dissolved alive, the only thing you notice is that the black mold is spreading out everywhere. And somewhere, as your soul is being collected by Lolth, and you are all being drawn down beneath the surface and through the dimensions to the abyss, you see your team leader just up ahead. She turns and shouts, "I could have fireballed all those assholes if you just stuck to the plan." And that's where we're going to end today.
Well, it's not like we knew the plan anyway, you stupid cow.
Yay, I wasn't the only one who died. That's great. Thanks, Cracker.
No problem. Anytime.
one last hurrah to being a smartass.
That was amazing.
That was so much fun.
Mhm.
I'm glad you had fun. I had fun too. See, everybody could handle it. It was a great time, and you guys did a terrific job, you know, sort of handling getting thrown into the mix. Congratulations, everyone. And especially those of you with less experience, you know, picking up a new character on short notice. That I know it's not easy. So very well done, everyone.
Yay.
Hey. Poor Henrietta.
She missed all the fun.
She
Yep.
missed out. All right. Well, I will see you guys next Sunday, and have a lovely week, I guess.
You as
Go
well.
on.
Do.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.